Hi guys, how's it going? This is my preview for the Ireland against Wales game on Saturday at the Aviva Stadium. A very interesting game coming up, both teams off the back of winning their opening weekend, and we're going to go through the teams now. First up with Ireland only making two changes from the team that beat Scotland last week, both forced through injury. Keelan Doris, after that bad knock he picked up against Scotland, misses out. Peter O'Mahony comes back into the back row and CJ Stander moves to number 8. In the back line, Gary Ringrose picked up an injury as well and he's replaced by Robbie Henshaw at 13. The rest of the squad, more or less as you were. Max Deegan comes into the bench to fill the back row spot on the bench, and also Keith Earls comes back into the 23 as well as the outside back replacement. My thoughts on this: what does John Cooney have to do to get a start? He's clearly the scrum half in form, and Conor Murray has to step up last week. I thought he got away with quite a lot last week, Conor Murray. So that's going to have to happen. But also at the same time, it could be an interesting tactic if John Cooney comes on the last 20 minutes. And you could tell when he came on against Scotland that he's the form scrum half of the two. He just looks so much sharper than Conor Murray, so much smarter, was reading the game a heck of a lot better than Murray was, knowing when to pass, when to kick and the like. So, like say, if it's a tight game going the last 20 minutes, John Cooney coming on could be the difference between Ireland winning and losing this game, possibly. If Conor Murray wants to keep his spot, then he has to step up and find the Conor Murray of 2 years ago. If not, I think his days as Ireland 9 are numbered. We shall see. With regards to Wales, they have picked more or less the same team that beat Italy 42-0 last week. The only change coming in the centre, with Nick Tompkins coming into 13. George North moves out to the right wing and Johnny McNicholl drops to the bench. On the bench, Gareth Davis is fit again. He gets the scrum half berth over Rhys Webb on the bench. And Owen Williams comes in as the half-back replacement. My thoughts on this: no surprise with the change really. I'm a little surprised he dropped McNicholl because of the way Pivac likes to set up his back three. He normally has the finisher on one wing, a ball player on the other wing, and then the full back who's generally more solid and can mix it up a bit. But with regards to this one, I can see why they've gone for tried and tested with North and Adams. Adams absolutely deserves his place. George North did well enough to keep his place in the 23 as well, in the starting lineup. Nick Tompkins at 13. I think this was inevitably going to happen. He had an excellent game when he came off against Italy, ran excellent lines, wasn't tested that much in defence, but I think against Ireland he's going to be tested a lot more, and I think he's got the nous and intelligence as a defensive 13 a lot more than George North does. So a smart move on Pivac's part, I think. And also with regards to the lines Tompkins runs as well, I think he could cause Ireland a lot of problems if Wales get front foot ball to him. One area of concern for Wales though, I'd say, is their scrum. That was one area against Italy where the Italians had the better of them for the most part. But the same can be said somewhat of Ireland, because there were parts against Scotland where the Scots had them on the back foot in the scrum. So that's going to be an interesting battle there. I'd say Ireland slightly have the edge on paper, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think the game's going to be won and lost at scrum time. But, you know, sort of it's obviously a key facet of the game to giving your team a platform. At the lineouts, Ireland probably have the edge, I'd say. I think they looked good against Scotland in the lineouts. Wales so-so against Italy, but they were effective when it mattered, so that could be a key area late on in the game if there's a lineout and there needs to be a steal somewhere. Ireland might favour that somewhat, but we'll see what happens. In open play, I think Wales are going to try and play similar to what they did against Italy, but they'll have a tougher time. I think Ireland will be a lot more defensively organised. They were very organised against Scotland in that department, to be fair. So Wales are going to have to be a bit more creative, maybe go through a few more phases before getting the ball wide, knowing when to get the balance, which I thought they got pretty well, to be fair, last week. But this is going to be a different challenge. Ireland, on the other hand, I actually expect them to be more or less the same as they were against Scotland. Very solid defensively, with the two centres they picked, both very similar in how direct they are. I expect them to try and target the set pieces, take Wales down at the driving mauls where they can. Really interesting to see if that works, because Wales worked them out last year. Wales destroyed them at the set pieces and at the breakdowns and just kept things really narrow and gave Ireland a hard time there. So if Ireland have to revert to plan B and try and spread the ball wide, I'm not sure, because I think they've got too much of Joe Schmidt's structures in their mindset, and Andy Farrell looked like he's more or less carried that on. But Ireland are at a point where I think most Ireland fans will agree with me here, where they need to evolve a bit, try and offload a bit more, try and be a bit more inventive with their back play, and try and get the forwards to be a bit better in certain departments of their game as well, and try and spread the ball wide a bit more when they can. On the whole, I think that's maybe where it could slightly play into Wales's favour. I think the form book does favour Wales here. So I'm going to say that Wales are going to win this one by one score, whether it's a penalty, a drop goal, or a converted try, I'll say. But it should be a cracker, I think. I think there'll be a lot of tight moments. There'll be a lot of moments where things are swinging one way and then the other. But I think Wales will just have enough to win it at the end of the day. That's my thoughts on the game. Hope you like what I had to say. Like, comment, subscribe. I've got my France versus Italy preview coming up later on. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.